Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you. I am here literally every single day of the year. Yeah. Every weekday, weekend, holiday, your birthday, my birthday, I am here, and I have been for over 5 years. So just leave your political questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers who've kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because of your kindness. You have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box on any of the regular live streams. All the questions are listed. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed. So, oh, Bernadette, thank you. I'm glad you like the lipstick. Okay, and then these are today's nails. So, really, they're kind of wild, but in this one, it's interesting. It's kind of hard to see, but it's got this line down the middle too. It's kind of fun. Anyway, so, all right, and I'm using the Pulp Tarot because we read on criminals. So, ta-da! Okay. Yeah, there's just, okay, we're just going to jump in. Bridget says they're like danger watermelons. Oh, these? That was good. All right. 1 minute. Oh, wait. That's what I was going to do first. Okay. So I've got a birthday song request for Caleb. All right. So the thing about singing happy birthday or the Star Spangled Banner or anything really, especially with like family and stuff, it's going to be a group. Start low. Anyway, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Caleb. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right. And just so you're aware, for anyone, I'm happy to sing happy birthday. But I do ask that you give me a real name. Just be nice about it and give me a real name. I need a real first name. All right, that's all there is to it. Okay. We're going to jump into, okay. We're going to jump right in. This might not be the most important. This may not be the most important news story of the day, but the comments I have to make aren't too bad. Anyway, Don Jr. Is opening a new social club in D.C. Yeah, it's called the Indictment Lounge. No, I'm kidding. It's called the Executive Branch. It should be the Indictment Lounge, but no, it's called the Executive Branch. And it is specifically only open to MAGA Republicans and billionaire-level businessmen. So why is he allowed in? Yeah. The dress code is business treasonal. And yeah, it's invite only, unless you have compromise. Yeah. The first thought I had was that what happens when Dumpy's out of office? Oh, Warrior Witch is day drinking. It's, yeah, we're in an era, aren't we? This is why I'm here every day. It's because I love hanging out with you. Anyway. Interesting that there's a temperance card. Oh, taking the initiative. Oh, the gang's all here. Yeah. That's another thing. In the Rider-Waite, the Eight of Pentacles is the daily work, the grind, the daily grind, working card. In this deck, he's working under false pretenses. He's got her there under false pretenses because she is naked, and he's not actually painting her. He's just ogling the naked lady, and he's done this before. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. It's another way to grift. And then on the defensive, things will go pear-shaped later. That's an expression from the UK, which means things will go egg-shaped. Bad. They'll go bad. But this is just another way. The reason there's this false pretenses here is the same thing like the dumpster fire crypto. And those people who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, to get access to President Dumpster Fire. And all they got was a really, really horrible meal. The pictures are terrible. He showed up 20 minutes late. He was only there for about 20 minutes. He only talked to a handful of people who had spent the most money, and then he left. So all these people spent at least hundreds of thousands of dollars to get access to the president. And they didn't get access to the president. They didn't even get to shake his hand. They're mad. But that's the kind of thing they do. It's people thinking they'll be buying influence. No. And it's cheaper than buying a giant hotel again. Yeah. All right. So this also seems like it would be a place if it's MAGA only. Thank you, brain. Your brain will just suddenly spit out a song that's a line of which is vaguely related in some distant way. This does not happen to me very often, but I'm just sitting here and suddenly I've got dirty deeds done dirt cheap stuck in my head. And I'm not an AC/DC fan, but it's like, yeah, that explains it. That's a good description of it. Yeah. Oh, true, Chris Gould. Oh, yeah. There won't be a whole lot of female members. Oh, yeah. Take advantage while they can. Trying to stir up. Oh, they're definitely going to have the faithful there. It's also to float, for Junior to float. He's been talking about, if his father doesn't, he's been talking about running for the presidency. Don Jr. I mean, when cults fall apart, when the cult leader passes, it's the most likely person to take over, where the biggest chance the cult has of surviving would be a child, preferably the eldest male, taking over would do something for it. But this is Junior trying to raise his visibility, but it's just ham-handed, and Donald's not going to hang out there. At least it doesn't feel like it. there's somehow here where there's Trump the man, and this is just feels very ham-handed, and it just doesn't give you the access. So, Amy says, I'm sure there'll be female entertainers at the club. Oh, I'd be surprised if they aren't walking around in, bunny costumes. Seriously, I would honestly be surprised if they don't hire a bunch of women and put them in whatever their equivalent of bunny costumes would be. Yeah. All right, so okay. All right, so this bit of news kind of pleased me. Apparently at 11:10, apparently the dumpster fire is worried. Dumpy is worried. Trump is trying to prevent as many House Republicans as possible from leaving to run for the Senate or their state's governorship or whatever else, because he knows it would leave seats wide open in the House. And if Dems get control, he will be impeached again. Third time's the charm. Will he be successful? Yes. Oh, Sniffy Jr. Yes. Yes. I'm sure there'll be lots of mirrors at the club. Anyway. All right. You're trying to convince House Republicans to stay in their seat instead of trying to go do something more ambitious. Does Trump succeed? Or, okay. Pain. I'm fine, by the way. Sometimes when I read on Trump, I get tension, pain up through my jaw or the side of my head or something. And I won't tell you what I think that is because I don't need another YouTube complaint. But it's not nice. Something he has allegedly done in the past to people, including his own son, as an adult. Anyway, so Dumpy, you're going to be able to keep the House and convince these people to stay. Not that them staying would guarantee that Republicans would win those seats, but Ace of Swords, Four of Wands. Oh, you want the sword of truth and power in his hands, not the other side. Trump's base of power, Two of Pentacles, very shaky. Ace of Wands, ham-handed bludgeon, the MAGA bludgeon, and here's a strength card. I don't think this is going to go well for Dumpy. I honestly don't. We've been burned badly twice. So I'm not in any hurry to believe that Democrats are just going to run away with this. And the polling is saying so. But if we get out in big enough numbers, there is no shenaniganery that they can do that will keep Democrats out of power. But it is leaning that way to, or rather leaning left. My left. Your left. Okay. He's not the same man he was. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean he's any better. In many respects, he's worse. But he is allegedly, I don't know this, I didn't hear it myself, it may even be on video, but I know he at least allegedly has said what he really regrets about his first term is not taking advantage of the amount of money there was to be made, as much as he's doing now. Yes, it's called corruption. Anyway. Hello, Cindy Lou. All right. So, next. I thought RFK Jr. said no one should take medical advice from him. I'm not going to recommend you take advice about this either. This is not medical advice. I do not have the credentials. There are no credentials sitting, hanging from on the wall here. But RFK Jr. says the CDC will no longer recommend the COVID vaccine for children and pregnant women. This means that certain insurance companies will no longer cover it without a specific doctor's prescription. Okay. And are more vaccines set to stop being recommended? Apparently, if you don't have insurance, a COVID vaccine is, I want to say it's about $200 or more. This is, it's hard for me to express just how stupid this is. The cost of vaccines versus the cost of getting sick. $250 is cheap compared to what's going to happen to you if you get COVID or get COVID again, depending. So, yeah, that's what I heard. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it's super expensive. Okay, Viola Blue says NBC News says COVID vaccines cost $150 each. Good. So, yeah, they're just not listening to real medicine. These are pretty arbitrary decisions. Based on the judgment of the emperor. Well, you could always stick a light bulb or, flashlight in your mouth. That'll get rid of it, like according to what he said. Leaving things unfinished, walking away. The whole group of them. MAGA. And yeah, refusing to listen. So yeah, this is going to continue, and it's not really a surprise. So anyway. All right. Joan says, I heard someone claim she spent $491 on her COVID shot. It's making me wonder if they're just different costs in different places. So all right. So Kaludi says, come visit me. It's free. I'll be having my number 10 vaccine soon. Good for you. Hello, Sandra Lee. All right. Well, at 1930, NPR is suing the current administration over slashing of the federal funding for it and PBS. Will it get the money it was allotted from Congress? Come on, PBS. or NPR. There have been times in my life, and maybe in some of yours, where pretty much NPR, mainly NPR was kind of my main source of entertainment. They're just so. I am not wearing Victory Red lipstick, Warrior Witch, but thank you for asking. It's from Nika K. It's the orange red. So, well, they are definitely fighting back, and that is good to see. What the dumpster fire president is trying to do is incredibly damaging. And then just walking away from money that was already allocated by Congress. Queen of Pentacles, Two of Wands. That would be the people in Congress. This is communication, but it's far right communication. If the money was allocated by Congress, there shouldn't be anything that Dumpy can do about it. World. Yeah, the damage that the stopping his funding would do is huge. Ace of Wands, Queen of Swords. Page of Wands. Weekend. I keep ending on like MAGA card, but like weak MAGA cards. This is the arbitrary garbage. This is taking it to court, and this is. So it makes me wonder if part of it will be returned. Huh. Old Silver says, I started watching UK classics on NPR. A lot of gardening, and of course, Julia Child. There we go. Kathy says, I learned to cook from Jacques Pepin. I still make reference. I have a running joke where if I'm trying to do something and it can be completely unrelated, or you're trying to do something silly even, and you've this is how you go about doing it. I will say, la technique, because that's the famous book by Jacques Pepin, La Technique, of this extraordinary cooking kind of thing. But it's surprisingly useful. La technique. Okay. I'm not getting a chunk of money being given to NPR, but I am getting to moving along in the dead of night. It feels like MAGA is there, but it's weak. We know they walked away. This is a big deal. It's just a way for MAGA to rah their dumpster fire of a president, and then this is kind of sneaking away. So I'm a little concerned that I'm not getting better cards, but at the same time, I'm also not getting a, well, tough. So I'm guessing it's somewhere in the middle. Yep. Yes, Kathy Whiplash, you do like this? Kathy Whiplash, nobody will know, you know. You just put a little like that. I love it. Oh, okay. This is interesting. 2450. So Lindsey Graham showed up with at least one of his 2-3 faces. Lindsey Graham penned a letter to the Wall Street Journal after its editorial board issued a demand for a, quote, Senate bill that would crimp the Kremlin's war financing, unquote. In Lindsey Graham's letter, one of his personas, he noted that he hoped that Trump would do the right thing regarding Putin, but noted that if Trump won't, he, Lindsey Graham, is willing to act against Trump to get things done. Will Russia be what ultimately gets the old school GOP to stop pandering to Trump? I mean, the older you are in that area, the more you've got a muscle memory to hate Russia. So, the rancid mint julep that is Lindsey Graham, are you going to even act against Trump himself? Dun dun dun. Oh, this jumped out. Knight of Pentacles upside down. Oh, going against the dumpster himself, huh? He could move. He would get a little bit of Republican support if Lindsey does decide to really make a stink and go after Putin. Now, they've been absolutely kowtowing to Trump all along, but Six of Swords. I'd be moving things around in the dead of night. Two of Cups, partnerships, Queen of Pentacles. There's still some really nasty sanctions they could put on. The other thing is that Trump is losing patience. Not that he had much to begin with, but he was supposed to, on day one, he's going to end the war, and now he's yelling at Putin to stop. Way to look presidential, you national embarrassment. And then saying he's different, and it was crazy. Kathy Whiplash says Lindsey can't stand Putin. Hey, at least one or two of Lindsey's faces are quite pleasant. It's the truth. Okay. Yeah, there could be some sanctions. Some action taken. King of Swords, Knight of Swords. Yeah. That would be aggressively going forward about the money. Lindsey might. Because there would definitely come a point here where Trump will just get sick of, like, it can't be done. I'm going to go golf. I don't care. That's going to happen. And certainly as soon as that happens, Lindsey can swoop in. So. Okay. Goral had a question. At 2910, what Putin doesn't realize is that if it weren't, quote, what Putin doesn't realize that if it weren't for me, lots of really bad things would have already happened to Russia. And I mean, really bad. He's playing with fire, unquote. This is a quote from Dumpy on Truth Social. Just what has Dumpy protected Putin from? But he doesn't realize that if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for me, lots of really bad things would have already happened to Russia. And I mean really bad. Like, what? This feels like a lie. It's very much like a lie. More sanctions from other countries. It's a labor death card. So yeah, this would be more bank accounts being cut off. I thought sanctions were already taking care of a lot of that, but it feels like they have done some other stuff. Hanged Man. We know Russia's in horrible economic condition. 9 of Cups. And comparatively, Europe is, compared to Russia, Europe is golden. 5 of Wands, trying to stir things up. 6 of Pentacles, giving very little. It feels like it's a stretch. Like maybe something Trump did had a little effect somewhere, but it did not have the effect that Dumpy is saying it did. That's what it feels like. Amanda's asking, I'm wondering if the Putin and Dumpy fight is all optics. Well, I think Putin's just not doing what Trump wants him to do. And you don't do that to a narcissist. Do you know who I am? Ladies and gentlemen, we have someone up here who doesn't know who they are. If you have any idea who this gentleman is, please come up to the counter. Thank you. But Trump still, I wish I could quit you. Putin started the war. King of Cups, Knight of Wands, Lover's card. Trump is still enamored of the power. But, oh, I made you laugh. Good. Yeah, I'm just going to move on because there's a lot of delusion. The delusion is strong with this one. Yeah. All right. At 33 minutes in. Now, I've been watching various channels, the way different people have been using modern stuff to save money. Actually, I've been watching old stuff too. But there's been an app around for a while called Ibotta. And it apparently, if you back in the day, if you would take pictures of all your receipts, it would take a while for it to read it all, but then you'd get cash back or some kind of credit, something for various places you would buy things, including the grocery store. So this one particular channel that I've been watching a lot, she uses that, and she's been sticking to a very, very, very low budget. So I downloaded the app, and I'm just trying it for the first time. I'll let you know if it's any good. But I also really needed some groceries. So I went to the Jewel-Osco app through Ibotta. So in theory, it will do whatever it's going to do. When I go grocery shopping, I open the Jewel-Osco app and I immediately go to their sale page and where there are coupons and where there are just deals. And I specifically do the bulk of my shopping on whatever's actually on sale, especially now. Olaraza says Fetch is the new Ibotta. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Thank you. Kathy Whiplash is Bluey. There we go. Kathy Nicholson says, I love Ibotta. Excellent. Thank you. See, this is why we share information. So, yeah, I'm getting some groceries this afternoon, but there's not a lot. The vast majority of what I'm buying is potatoes, carrots, some lettuce, some frozen fruit, because I'm getting a bag of apples, but also some frozen fruit because I, for all intents and purposes, live on my own. I do all my own cooking, and fruit will just go off since it's just me. So, but if I get frozen fruit, then it'll be good all the way through, for what it's worth. So we're doing what we can to... That's true, Joyce Matthews. What are groceries? It's such an old-fashioned word. Blue says, how do you use digital coupons if ordering online? Well, apparently, if like with Ibotta, apparently it was you go into the Ibotta app, you pick the store, then that will open the app of the store, and then you place your order, and it will somehow know. Or you can, because I'm not going to get a really scannable receipt, old-fashioned receipt. So, well, here we are. Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting some fresh stuff where I can too, but trying to save money where I can. And one of the reasons I'm bringing all this up is the current cost for the latest Apple iPhone is between, let's say, $800 and $1,100. Okay. If Apple is forced to make them here in the US completely, the cost will be just over $3,000. $3,000. Will Dumpy ultimately get his way, and what will that mean for the price of electronics overall? Well, for those who don't, Wildflower Wind said, I don't know how to do all of the technology when getting groceries. Well, you can also just carry it with you into the store. You can do it in store or online. You've got the choice. Manufacturing of that nature is been dead in this country for a long time. Thanks, Reagan. Yeah, just going along with that extremism. King of Swords. That feels like Apple. 4 of Wands. Three of Cups. Moon. The major arcana here is the moon, the chaos. So there may be some ways to get in and at least slow this rise in prices down, but it's all back and forth before anybody celebrates. And it's a lot of chaos. So be careful. I'm pretty much buying ingredients these days. I'm not buying veggie burgers. It's like, I guess I'm going to start making them. I make my own almond milk now, and chances are I'll be switching over to oat milk. It's cheaper. So, okay. So just ideas. All right. 39.45. Really? Dumpy is sending a clear message to law enforcement officers who break the law. You can do whatever you want as long as you're loyal to me. because of course he is. This weekend, Dumpy pardoned a far-right Virginia sheriff convicted of bribes-for-badges scheme. Culpepper County Sheriff Scott Jenkins, quote, had accepted more than $75,000 in bribes in exchange for appointing various untrained and unvetted individuals to no-show jobs as auxiliary department sheriffs. Mm-hmm. The evidence was overwhelming, including video of Jenkins accepting bags of cash. I'm not doing anything that's not above board. Here, give me the bag of cash. Really? Thank you, SKB. Bags of cash. Red flag. Anyway. In March, so a couple months ago, Jenkins was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. He was rabidly anti-immigrant, pro-Trump, a sheriff who became a minor celebrity in MAGA world. Because, of course. So the question is, what's Trump's endgame with this? Just that level of corruption. Joyce says he bought a pardon with one of those sacks of money. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, big old chunk of money. Feeling beaten up. Big chunks of money. Tower of Pentacles. Things are not going to go easily for this man. Trump may have reached down from the heavens, but Tower Pentacles. There's still some ill-gottenness about this. Here we go. Yes. Corruption. Okay. All right. Chemical Squirrel has a question at 4315, 4320. Harvard now let some of their college courses be taken for free. Will other universities follow along? My understanding is there are various universities who've offered free courses online. You don't get credit, but this is going to lead to more. There's one Harvard course on divination, the history of it. I went to Harvard online. These universities coping against this dumpster fire. Harvard's unique in how much they have of their own money. King of Cups. It doesn't have to be this way. It really doesn't. Sleepless Nights. Money Courier. Magician. Smart use of resources. So I'm not getting much on other universities. There are various, I'm pretty sure there are various free, there are various online courses you can take. Helen says at Harvard you can get a certification for $149. Oh, there you go. Chris Cole says you can buy a certificate after you pass the free classes. Oh, nice. Nice. All right. Hello, Mary Ann from Chicago. There's only so much that Trump can do because it's flat out corruption and he's bragged about it on social media. So what did you expect? Okie dokie. So we're gonna end with a happy story. Sarah was telling me about this. I have not seen this video, but she told me what's in it, which is wonderful. It's around 46 minutes. Let me see if I can pull this up. And talk amongst yourselves. It's from the AP. Is there a video? Oh, there are pictures. All right, we're going to go through the pictures together. At 46:40. Okay. Share screen. An Oregon man who quit his job to set sail with his cat arrives to cheering fans in Hawaii. How great is that? So that's him, and I don't know why this ad's in the way, but there we go. So an Oregon man who quit his job at a tire company, liquidated his retirement savings, set sail for Hawaii with his cat Phoenix, got there on Saturday, and was welcomed by cheering fans at the end of the weeks-long journey he documented for his massive followers on social media. And he became an online sensation with his story following a diagnosis 4 years ago of a syndrome that carried a risk of paralysis and made him realize he disliked his managerial job. He quit his job with no money, no plan, and $10,000 of debt, with the goal of buying a sailboat and sailing around the world. And he taught himself to sail. There's Phoenix. Almost looks like a chimera. Anyway, so there's Phoenix. And there's a boat. A big old mast. And yeah, so that's that. But there were cheering crowds for this man and for Phoenix. So there's goodness. Hang on. Maria says, I followed his journey. It was great. Good. Bonnie Ray, are you not joining on Petty Boots anymore? Off and on. Availability and how tired I am after the week, but I do go on now and then. So I've never been like a regular. So like they're every week for a month. No. So anyway, all right. You know what? That's going to do it for me for today. I got through all the questions that are here, and for some reason my eyes are really, really dry. So I'm going to go try to sweat them out. But it is 1:03 p.m. here in Chicago. In 2 hours, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. You're always welcome. And if I'm not there, I'll be there shortly because I'm getting some groceries delivered. So, yeah. But I'll be right back here tomorrow. Thank you. You are not alone. We are in this together. There are good days ahead. So hang in there. All right. And I will see you later.